am Susie Vybiral, and I am the CEO and founder of Redux, and we are in New Braunfels, Texas, which is headquarters. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we transform the rooms and lives of children who have faced sexual and physical abuse or any type of trauma. We do this anonymously so the children never see us, and we do this in one day. I was a family advocate a few years ago, and every day I would hear the horrific stories of what's happening to our children. And families, caregivers, parents, they would say, well, she's doing all right in counseling, but she's going back to a room where abuse occurred, or he's experiencing triggers in his room, and so he's not sleeping in his room, or she's not thriving, she's not having friends over. And it made sense to me. I thought, let's change their environment. They're going back to this room where they don't want to be, where there are bad things, so change the environment. Room transformations are the best. So we get in there and we'll take everything out. Usually we take everything out. It's up to the parents, the caregivers, but they usually tell us to take everything out, and we paint. We sometimes put down new flooring. We've done murals, new light fixtures, bedding, furniture. We put therapeutic tools in there. We have to know that the child or the children are in counseling for the trauma or have been through counseling for the trauma, so that we know what therapeutic tools to put in their rooms, whether it be squishies or art supplies, music, punching bag, things like that. And we completely transform it to make sure that it's tailored to that child specifically. Sometimes the stuff that we take out of the rooms, we can reuse it. If it hasn't been a situation where it's too traumatic, or the furniture is still nice, we'll upcycle it and transform it and put it in somebody else's room, or we'll sell it. Sometimes though, here on our property, we'll put it in a bonfire, and I call it burniture, and we like to watch all that bad juju go up in smoke. It's pretty cool. We get our furniture, our decor, all of those kind of things from you, from donors, grants, things like that. We also have Amazon registry lists where you can actually purchase the lamp that goes in a child's room. So you can actually see what you purchased and it goes into that room. We are not there when the child sees their room. We split before they get home. So we spend all day. Recently we had 5 room transformations in one home, and we did bathrooms too because some of the trauma happened there, and we left before they get home. So they come home to brand new room transformations, a brand new fresh start, because our mantra is, it doesn't matter that we did it. Caregivers and parents will say, what do I tell her? What do I tell him? And I say, you tell him whatever you want. Tell her you did it. Sometimes there might be a relationship that's damaged. Maybe the teenage girl feels like mom didn't protect her from mom's boyfriend, and so she can say she did it, and it can kind of help repair that, because we don't need the accolades. So that's part of the reason we leave, so they can have genuine, true reactions and not have to say thank you to anyone. They just know they're loved and cared about by people who don't even know them and who expect nothing from them. Woo, the feedback that we get from caregivers and parents is phenomenal. That's when I cry. So like I said, confidential. You'll never see photos of children. You're not going to see their reactions. You'll see testimonials, and you'll see the before and after of the rooms, but you won't see the children ever. But sometimes the family, they'll send me videos or they'll send me pictures, and every single time it's squeals of delight, and they are blown away. It's funny because sometimes the older children, you know, the teenagers, they'll walk in and they'll just like be, and they'll cuss and things like that, and it's just a genuine reaction. And the little ones, they're jumping on the bed and freaking out, and every single time it brings tears to my eyes. There's nothing like it.
Hey everybody, it's Trudy Jacobson. Thank you for watching Great American Women, and thank you to the great ladies who have participated in this series. Now I'll let you get back to the show.
Today is December 1st, and it's 1 year to the day that I was announced as the L'Oreal Paris Women of Worth National Honoree in Hollywood. Super exciting. I found out that I was one of 10 honorees, 10 Women of Worth honorees for L'Oreal Paris. And then there was a whole voting process last year in November, and in Hollywood, at a beautiful celebration with all kinds of superstars, it was announced that I was the National Honoree. And since then, it's been amazing. I've been able to give speeches and speaking engagements and interviews and things like that. And we received a wonderful grant from L'Oreal Paris. And the cool thing is, once you're a L'Oreal Paris Women of Worth honoree, you're always in the family. So there's that connection, which is really cool. We love for everyone to support Room Redux. And I always say, I love our mission. Transforming the rooms and lives of children who have faced horrible things is my main mission. I want to help all the children everywhere, every city, every state, every country, which we're working on. We have 17 chapters across America, and we're working on other countries like New Zealand and Ireland, Australia, all these great countries. But also, I love collaboration, and I feel like we can collaborate with anyone, and whatever that looks like, if it means working with other companies, other organizations, and that's what we rely on. It takes every dollar, every person to help us transform these children's lives, and each room transformation, it's about $2,500. It's not very much either. So to have people donate, become recurring donors, one-time donors, sponsor a room, and then come help transform the room, that's the best. We have been working on a show for a little over a year and a half. Our board president, Shane McGuire, he and I have put together, along with a producer, put together a sizzle reel that we're going to be pitching to networks pretty soon. And I think it's going to be awesome because everybody loves a before and after. So in my mind anyway, you'll see the before of the room, you'll kind of hear the story of what's happened to the child, and then you'll see the community coming together, businesses and individuals working together to make this child's room special and beautiful and new, and then you'll see the after. And although you will not see the child, maybe you'll hear their reaction and you'll know exactly how the family reacted and how it's impacted and changed the trajectory of this child's life. And then I intend to have some resources. So how can you reach out and get some help if you need help? There is no organization that is like Room Redux. So anytime that I connect with law enforcement, CPS, DFPS, counselors, therapists, Homeland Security, SBI, the reaction that everyone has is, it's a no-brainer. Change the environment of these children. And it's really interesting because the people that we work with, the organizations that we work with, I am in awe of them. I feel like these task forces, the MVP task force, Lantern Rescue, all of these great organizations, they're rescuing children, law enforcement, they're rescuing them from these horrific situations, and they are superheroes. And then what they tell us is, we're in awe of Room Redux, because we help them out of the situation, but then we don't know what happens to them afterward. So that's where we come in, and that's where the collaboration comes in. Let's all link arms to help children and give them a fresh start. When I worked at the Children's Advocacy Center, this was years ago, I started working there because I was getting my master's in psychology. So I started my bachelor's in 2011 when my son, Michael, our COO, started college at 16, and that's when I started school. And so I went from my bachelor's to my master's, worked at the CAC, and then that's when my eyes were open as to what's happening with our children. And so now I am this close to being Dr. Suze. Get it? Susie? Suze? Yeah. So I'm a doctoral candidate, and I'm in the doctoral project phase, which means a little less than a year I'll be a doctor, which is pretty cool because at first I thought that I'd be helping people in general, maybe at a practice or at a hospital, but really I feel like it's more for, it's clout for Room Redux and to help children in that way. I've always known that Room Redux will be huge. I have this thing in my office that says, create the things you wish existed. That is exactly how I feel. You see a need, fulfill it. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what the wish is. If you know that it's going to be impactful, go for it and do it. Life is this short. So when people say, wow, Room Redux has really grown, I bet you never thought it would be this big, I think, my goodness, it is not even half of what I know it will be. Because the intention, the goal, what will happen is there will be a chapter of Room Redux in every city, in every state, in every country. Because the statistics show us, unfortunately, that abuse happens everywhere to children. So I would love to put us out of business. That's my goal. No more room redux. That would be awesome. I am Susie Vybiral, and I am a great American woman.
Thank you for watching Great American Women. If you would like to be considered for a Great American Women episode, drop us a message and let us know. We can't wait to hear your story.